When you're making the cover for a book or a box, it's really nice to be able to have a jig to help you cut these miter corners off so that you can fold over the turn-ins and have a nice clean overlap. Covers the corners really well. And while you could do this as a freehand cut, it's just really nice to have the jig to guide that and make a very nice corner. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to make that jig. It's a very easy tool to have in bookbinding, kind of an essential. I'm modeling my jig on this jig that I already have. This has a base with two right triangles. One of the triangles overlaps the other triangle with a board thickness space away from the edge. I'm just going to use a piece of scrap book board. It measures 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just about 7 inches long by about 2 or 3 inches wide. I'm going to cut it at 1-inch strips to start with. Make sure when you're cutting that your blade is straight up and down at a 90-degree angle to the cut. It's going to be very important not to have an angled piece of book board on that cut edge. This tool doesn't really have to be fancy, it just has to be functional. So you can make them without a whole lot of worry. And it's a good idea to make one for every different thickness of book board that you have. Okay, now we have the two strips. I'm going to cut a square off of the end of one of them, so this will be a 1-inch square. You could have a strip that was 1.5 inches if you felt like you needed more bulk, and in that case you'd have a 1.5-inch square. We'll cut this square in half along a diagonal to create our two 45, 45, 90 triangles. Sometimes I have to move the ruler out of the way on a small piece like this, and I'm being very careful not to cut my thumb. We're going to cut off the corner at a 90-degree angle to the long edge, right here with that guide on my cutting mat, about a board thickness away from the short edge of the triangle. They'll fit together like this on the base. Mark the middle of the base. Glue down the truncated triangle with some PVA glue right down onto the base so that it comes right to the middle, and you want to align the edge of the triangle with the edge of the base. Glue down the other triangle, align the edge, and then check it against a 90-degree angle. This is close enough. It's not perfect, but it'll do the job. If it's on the corner of a board like this, you can imagine if it had book cloth, we could just trim the book cloth right there, and then we'd have our miter corners to turn in.